Hello viewers, today we have Dr. Kunal from Mind Plus to share his views on schizophrenia. Welcome doctor. I have a friend who was very friendly, very active and very good in studies, but gradually he became quite withdrawn. And then I heard that he has been hospitalized. Later on came to know that he's been suffering from schizophrenia. So that makes me curious to know about this illness. Can you please elaborate?
Sure. So schizophrenia is an illness in which an individual loses touch with reality. So essentially, what happens is that there is a distortion in the way that they experience the world. So what that leads to is that gradually people start to live in their own world. They might hear things, they might respond to voices, they might see people, and they might experience some odd sort of thoughts and beliefs, like being worried about somebody doing something harmful to them, or being concerned about whether other people are looking at them and paying too much attention towards them. So gradually what can happen over time is that even family members struggle to understand what's actually happening with the individual.
Said that, I would like to know the signs and the symptoms related to this illness.
So there are three clusters of symptoms in schizophrenia. The first one of those is called positive symptoms, and the second and the third are negative symptoms and cognitive symptoms. So positive symptoms are symptoms like delusions and hallucinations. So delusions are fixed false beliefs that are not true and that are held with a degree of conviction even without being presented a lot of evidence to the contrary. So in the example I gave earlier, if you believe that somebody is trying to harm you without any obvious reason, then that would be a delusion. So paranoid thoughts or false beliefs would come under this category. The second symptom is that of hallucinations. So as you know, all of us have five senses. We are able to see, hear, taste, touch and smell. So if we experience any stimulus in any of these modalities, or more than one of these modalities, when there isn't really an actual stimulus. So if you hear a voice speaking to you, but actually there is nobody there. So hearing voices and seeing people are common hallucinations in schizophrenia. Um, Uncommonly, people even experience tactile hallucinations. They experience somebody touching them, or they might experience some odd tastes or smells in their mouth and in their nose. So these are known as hallucinations.
Oh, that's quite distressing.
They're incredibly distressing because I suppose because of the difficulty in being able to relate that to somebody else, because nobody else can actually experience what that patient is experiencing.
Uh, can we have the causes?
Sure. So before I go into causes, let me tell you a little bit about negative symptoms and cognitive symptoms. So negative symptoms are things such as a reduced degree of motivation, energy, not feeling like doing very much. And cognitive symptoms are sort of symptoms that interfere in an individual's ability to demonstrate complex cognitive tasks such as executive function, so planning and coordination, and sometimes even concentration and memory. The reason why these two categories of symptoms, negative and cognitive, are important is because medications that exist for schizophrenia actually do very little for these two symptoms.
Dr. Kunal, can we discuss the causes that lead to this illness?
So, schizophrenia has a fairly complex etiology in that there is no single cause for it. Having said that, there is a genetic predisposition. So, conditions like schizophrenia, they do run in families. So, if there is a family history of schizophrenia, an individual would have a slightly higher risk of developing schizophrenia later on in life. Um, Other environmental factors such as stress or um, might trigger episodes or might precipitate episodes, but they're not really the cause of schizophrenia.
Okay. Now, can you give us the detail about the treatment, its medication or some other kind of treatment?
So schizophrenia requires a comprehensive biopsychosocial approach, which is best delivered by a competent and qualified multidisciplinary team. So what that means is that the treatment of schizophrenia is conducted under three separate headings. The first one being biological or medications. The role of medications is to reduce the levels of neurotransmitters such as dopamine that are commonly found to be increased in patients. The second big part of treatment is psychological treatment or therapy, which allows an individual to understand their experience and assimilate it a bit better, and this also results in better compliance with medication and better responses with better outcomes with treatment. And the third big part of treatment is social aspects. So often patients with schizophrenia are a little bit excluded from mainstream society. They may not, so they might have dropped out of education or employment. They might have suffered a breakdown of a relationship or a marriage. So looking into these social aspects, making them more independent, helping them by improving upon the skills that they already have, facilitating good quality accommodation and occupation for them. These sorts of things, they allow treatment, the main treatment of schizophrenia, to continue uninterrupted.
Thank you, Dr. Kunal, for giving us the opportunity to understand this illness in a more positive way. Thank you.